So obviously the great news at the moment is preparing for this coming Sunday when we will be opening our church to Sunday Masses. And this is a beautiful Sunday for us to do so because it's the Feast of Pentecost, the outpouring of the Holy Spirit, and we also see it as the birth of the church. And a number of people have been sending in their comments about how they feel about returning to Sunday Mass. One lady said, "It's about community. Even though I attend the early Sunday Mass and we are a quiet bunch, I miss being in that community." Another lady said, "The being together, that's what she misses, not only with my dear friends, but also with those I know only by sight or recognize by where they sit or what they do." The Eucharist. I know it sounds obvious, but it hit me like a ton of bricks. I can hardly watch a streamed Mass without crying when the priest, and only the priest, is able to partake in the Eucharist. I don't care how many times I say that spiritual communion prayer, it's not the same, says Nicole. Having Sunday be a different experience than any other day. It has disrupted our lives in a way that feels something is terribly amiss. We had to do something about it. And even though we do live stream Mass and keep Sunday holy, we had to change a routine in our family. We now bake homemade bread on Saturday night. We wake up to homemade bread, a different breakfast than every other day, says Rose. So people have had different experiences during this time when we've been in lockdown. And I know we have still been celebrating our faith, praying as a family at home or as individuals or as couples, watching our live stream Mass. But I hope now that the fit and the healthy will return to Mass on Sunday. As we've been told by our bishop, if we're vulnerable or if we have underlying health conditions, then obviously we should stay at home, and Masses will continue to be streamed. So as we celebrate this beautiful feast of Pentecost, the birth of the church, we can reflect on the gifts of the Holy Spirit. And that would be a wonderful way for us over the next few days to prepare for this beautiful feast day. Those gifts being wisdom. We know that the greatest wisdom comes from our faith in Jesus Christ and the teachings of our church. Understanding. I always see understanding as also being the gift of compassion, trying to understand other people for who they truly are, trying to step out of our own comfort zone and step into the shoes of another person. Right judgment. We know that each day we make judgments about so many different things, and sometimes we make misjudgments about other people, wrong judgments. So it's good to purify our judgments, remembering the words of Jesus, "Judge not, and you'll not be judged." The gift of courage. Sometimes we have to stand up for our faith. We have to be courageous in our witness of the gospel and not compromise the truth of the gospels or the teachings of Jesus Christ and the church. So that gift of courage is obviously very central. And also we think of courage, we think of the many millions of Christians throughout the world who really are challenged every day, sometimes physically, because they are faithful to Jesus Christ. The gift of knowledge. I know some people have said to me that during this time of being at home much more, they've grown in understanding of their faith, in knowledge of their faith. And that's something that we continue. I hope that it just doesn't happen during these last few months, but that we continue to understand our faith a little bit better and also get to know Jesus in a more intimate and personal way. And then the gift of reverence. We've just celebrated Laudato Si week, which is that beautiful document that Pope Francis wrote on care for our common earth. So hopefully we'll come out of this pandemic at this time as we come back to pray together on Pentecost Sunday with greater reverence, not only for this beautiful earth, but also for the gift of one another. So happy Pentecost.